it's me, Jay. We're coming at you another brilliant brainstorm. Today I want to talk about something that you guys probably know by now from watching my channel and watching just me talk about stuff, that I am an epic Disney fan, right? I love Disney to bits. Obviously, I love theories about them. I like coming up with my own or tweaking some theories that already exist. One has been brought to my attention. It seems like recently, maybe because the live action movie is coming up next year. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are bringing the attention that something about the Little Mermaid, Ariel. People keep talking about this theory, and I'm going to touch upon that in a minute, but I got to talk about it and what I feel about it because it's being brought to my attention so much, or I keep seeing it in the media, that it's getting to a point where it's starting to annoy me. So I have to give my opinion, otherwise I'm going to have a mental breakdown, okay? So if you've kind of lived under a rock for ever, The Little Mermaid is a movie about a mermaid named Ariel who falls in love with a human, and she trades her voice in for the sea witch Ursula, and she gives her 3 days for the Prince Eric to fall in love with her with a kiss of true love, and if that happens, then she gets to stay human permanently. If she doesn't, then she turns back into a mermaid and she belongs to Ursula. Okay? Simple. Now, the whole trading in her voice thing is the thing I'm going to touch upon. Now, in the movie, Ariel goes to Ursula because she's told that the sea witch can help her, quote for quote, get what she wants and be with the man she loves, at least. So, sorry, my hair is being all annoying. So she gives her a deal saying that she's not as evil as she's been told about. Like, she's called the Sea Witch, but she tries to convince Ariel that she's really more misunderstood. Obviously, we know that's both a lie, but obviously Ariel being 16 and not knowing any better and wanting to be with Eric, she doesn't really know any better. So obviously we get the whole poor unfortunate soul scene. We get the rules about how the 3 days are going to work and blah, blah, blah. So eventually we get to a point where Ariel has to sign a golden contract that's legally binding. It's all true. It's all like, you can't change it, and there's no loopholes because obviously Triton tries to get Ariel out of the contract later. Ariel signs it, it's a contract saying that, she legally allows her to take her voice, and anything that happens after that is not, Ursula's not responsible, kind of, in a way. So anyway, she signs the contract, and she signs her name, obviously, as you would do in a contract. Now, her writing her name has led people on this long argument. It's been around for a while, that saying that because she signed her contract, she signed her name, when she doesn't have her voice anymore and she's human, people say, why doesn't Ariel write a note? Either A in the sand or B on a piece of paper to tell Eric why she can't talk, who she is, and everything else. Now, I understand where this came from. I understand why there's the confusion. I understand why people are getting upset of like, oh, why doesn't she write a note? It's simple as that. And then the whole movie would just end right after that. But I have some thoughts on why she doesn't write a note. And these are my personal opinion, okay? This is something that I think I've thought. I mean, I don't know if this already exists, again, but this is I believe, why she doesn't write a note, okay? First of all, people say she could write a note in the sand. Do you know how hard it is to write in the sand? Sand is like, when you draw in the sand, it fills in with the other sand around, like, you can't really, it's not really legible, okay? But scratch that. Let's say she writes it on a piece of paper. Just because Ariel can write her name, that doesn't mean she can write period. Like, what if, let's just roll with me on this one. What if she can only write her name, right? Like, breaking news, newsflash, Ariel's royal, right? You may forget that. She is royal. She's a princess. Royal people, prince, princess, king, whatever, they don't write a lot of their own stuff. They have it written for them. The only time that they write stuff down is when they have to sign a law or a parchment or whatever it's called. A law that, or something that requires, guess what? A signature or a name. So maybe that's all Ariel would ever need to know to write down is her name. Right? She doesn't, maybe that's all they taught her. Being royal, you know, she wouldn't need to write other things. It's already written for her. She just needs to know how to write her name. So that's all she would be able to write, even if she wrote Eric a note, is her name. Maybe she doesn't know other words. And even if she did, there's no guarantee that her Mer language, even though it's, I know it's English, but let's just say, there's no guarantee that it's the same. Obviously, they transfer it to English for Disney reasons, but who says that what they speak underwater isn't different than what they speak on land? Obviously, she might sound more like a fish, or it's going to sound different underwater versus on land. So words transfer. But that's all I'm saying, is that I don't understand why people are getting A, so mad about it, and B, why people haven't thought of this before. Like, I mean, this was one of the first things, I just recently thought about this, but, like, this is one of the first things that was, like, addressed to me that's, like, it's kind of obvious. Like, it's not that crazy to think that Ariel, maybe, guess what, can't write. And who says even if she did write underwater, there's no paper underwater? I mean, obviously there's the contract, but that's magic. You know, that's different. There's no paper, there's no pencils, there's no... So even if she did, who says that there's evidence? You know what I'm saying? It's just a thought. I don't know how they're going to address this in the live action, but it seems like people keep bringing it up like, oh, are they going to express more upon that when the live action comes out? I don't know. I have heard certain thing that I don't know how I feel about it. According to what I've read on certain articles and certain media releases, Ariana Grande is supposed to play the Little Mermaid. I don't know if that's Disney's version or if somebody else is making a version with her. I don't know, but that's what I heard. I also heard that, I don't know if this is a Disney version or not either, but Queen Latifah is supposed to play Ursula, which if that's true, that would be, I think, really great. But back to the main conversation. Yeah, I don't see why, oh, if she can write her name, why doesn't she write a note? It's so, like, that's the first thing that they're like, oh my god, this is like an inconsistency. Like, there's other stuff, you know, I feel like to focus on. And obviously, they might change some of these things when they do make the live action. Look at what they did with Beauty and the Beast. Not that I'm anything that there's wrong with Beauty and the Beast, but they added stuff, they took stuff away. You know, they made it a little bit of their own, which is fine. I'm just saying that, I don't, you know, maybe Ariel can't write, okay? Or maybe she can only write her name, you know? But that's my thought. That's my, you know, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments, because that's just my opinion. But that's pretty much it. That wraps up this video. If you have any suggestions, write down in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!